Welcome to Cord Cutting Today. Today we're diving into some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including cable TV lost over 1.6 million subscribers in just 3 months. We're going to break down those numbers and let you know who the big losers were. Sling TV, Fubo, and more weren't doing much better. What's happening with cord cutting? Why is cable losing subscribers and streaming? And lastly, we'll tell you what happened with Hulu's massive outage on their live TV service. These stories and a whole lot more coming up real quick in a minute. If you want to learn more about these stories, check out the show notes and in the first pinned comment down below, where you can find a link to each story I talk about so you can read them for yourself and come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. If you've been here a while, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here so YouTube recommends more videos to us, helping us grow, helping us support our families, and hopefully helping you break free from the high cost of TV. All right, let's dive into it. Starting off with the top 5 cable TV companies. So these are the satellite cable companies. Lost 1.63 million subscribers in just 3 months. That's crazy. That works out to be roughly 12,780 subscribers every single day dropping cable TV. So the biggest loser was Comcast with 543,000. Spectrum followed up at, Dish was in second at 294,000. Spectrum at 189,000. Atlas at 68,000. And Verizon at 69,000. That's absolutely crazy numbers. For all the talk about how, cord cutting is just a fad, cord cutting will go away, at some point cord cutting will slow down. Doesn't seem to be. Yes, first quarter was a bigger cutoff, but that's pretty typical post NFL season, post football season for college and more. But this is a very strong numbers for the second quarter here with that. Be very interested to see what happens in the third quarter. A lot of these companies are saying they're really pegging their hopes on a strong football season. But again, with the writer's strike and the actor's strike, there's not going to be nearly as many new original shows. If you're not a sports fan, why pay for cable TV to watch reruns? I've seen a lot of networks are starting to bring shows from their streaming services to the broadcast networks to fill in the gaps. Why don't you just go get that show cheaper, maybe with less commercials or no commercials depending on the plan you select, by going directly to the streaming service? Let me know. Do you think these numbers will speed up the rest of the year or slow down? If this continues over the next year, 4.665 million, so over 4.4 million more American households will become cord cutters with that. So leave me a comment, let me know what you think. All right, cable's having a bad day, but streaming services may not be doing a whole lot better when it comes to live TV services. Sling TV, Fubo, and Hulu with live TV lost a combined 315,000 subscribers. Of course, Fubo lost about 118,000, Sling lost 97,000, and Hulu lost 100,000 subscribers with that. So what's happening there? Well, we've talked about this many times, but a few things. For one, it's summer. If you're not a Major League Baseball fan, a lot of people may not care about the sports happening right now. A lot of people may have been, as the football and basketball season came to an end, canceling their subscriptions, go wait until the start of football. Could also be either switching over to services like YouTube TV, which don't report their numbers with that, and they may be going there for the NFL Sunday Ticket. That's very likely. But also, I've said this 100 times, I'll say this again, the growth in cord cutting right now is on demand. A lot of cord cutters start off with a live TV service. It's kind of a stepping stone. It's a cable-like experience in streaming, but cheaper. And then they realize, hey, I'm just going to go to Tubi. I'm going to go to all these other streaming services here, Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, Crackle, Pluto TV. The list goes on. And I'm going to get my content a whole lot cheaper, on demand, and honestly, a larger collection of content than I would get with cable TV. So leave me a comment, let me know if you're in that camp. But I don't really think that the fact that some of these live TV services are losing subscribers is very shocking. A couple of interesting points here. Some cheaper ones like Philo and Friendly do not report numbers. YouTube TV also does not report their numbers. It's estimated that they're actually going to grow by as many as 2 million subscribers maybe for the rest of the year, thanks to the NFL Sunday Ticket bundle. We'll see what happens. So leave me a comment, let me know what you think with this. All right, Hulu Plus Live TV was down for quite some time, Saturday late afternoon into early Sunday morning. Appears that they've had some type of server issue that only affected the live TV side. Quick explanation here. The on-demand side and the live TV side don't necessarily come from the same servers. It's very complicated. I could go on technical, but the short end of the story here is that while it's one service, when you subscribe to the live TV, you get both. The back end, the technical side, the server, where the files are hosted, are in different locations. With that, Disney had some massive outage late on Saturday that ran all night. This is probably maybe the longest outage I have seen with a live TV streaming service in many years. But, you know, this stuff is not unusual. You go Google Comcast, Spectrum, DirecTV, etc. outages. You'd be surprised. These happen more often than you think. With that, we've reached out to Disney for comment. At the time of recording this video, we have not heard back from them. But not surprising that this happened. Unfortunately, it happened. The good news is it's back online. It was down overnight. Hopefully it didn't negatively impact you. I know NFL preseason fans were upset because preseason was happening. Antenna backup, hint, check that out. I know that doesn't work for the NFL Network, but for a lot of the games, that will work just fine for you. So check that out. Hulu Plus Live TV down for several hours, but it's now back online without problems. So check that out. If you have any questions, leave me a comment and let me know. Speaking of NFL preseason, YouTube TV has launched multi-view for NFL. Now, a few catches here. You need to be in an area where multiple games are happening. In preseason, that's a little tougher. These are also pre-created channels with up to 4 games at once. With that, now YouTube has been moving the multi-view features from that recommended at the top to the bottom of the home screen. So if you're looking for multi-view on the home screen, just keep scrolling down until you see multi-view. But great news, they have also confirmed that multi-view will be available through NFL Sunday Ticket, so you can watch multiple out-of-market games at one time. Again, the catch here needs to be that you need to be in an area with multiple games happening. For example, a lot of people reported they saw an NFL Network game and a local game when they happen to live in a market with 2 games happening at once. So check that out. Next story up, Disney has been removing a lot of content. That has now, they report, saved them over $2.4 billion. That's pretty crazy with that. Tons and tons of money at play here. Few reasons behind that. They don't have to pay royalties. They can take a tax write-off on a loss. So they can say, hey, we spent X amount of money. We only made Y. Whatever the difference is a tax deduction for them. And they've very clearly said, hey, we're going to be really focusing on profitable content. If content's not profitable, we're not going to focus on it anymore. We'll be very selective. And that leads into the next big story. Disney has said that with Disney Plus, they may end service in some countries, reduce original content in others. Maybe in some countries, they'll focus on more. So Disney says they're going to take a hard look at with Disney's international footprint with Disney Plus and look very closely at how big is the market. Is it worth creating a lot of localized, maybe local language programming for Disney Plus in that country if there's not a large subscriber base? If that's the case, they said they may do a couple things. Bob Iger during his earnings call said, hey, we may just not create as much original content for the market. We may create no original content. You just have the net, like a collection of generic Disney programming on there. Or in a few markets, they may not offer service at all in those countries if they feel that there isn't a big subscription base. What would probably happen there is Disney would return to the original philosophy of licensing their content out. Let's say it's India and Hulu Hotstar is doing really well. I know those are 2 companies, but use this for example. Disney could say, or the same company for both services. Disney could say, hey, we'll license a bunch of Disney content to this Hotstar service in India because it has a massive subscriber base where Disney Plus maybe is struggling. Example, I don't know the numbers. This isn't probably where it's going to happen, but just an example. Disney gets upfront money, doesn't need to maintain the service, doesn't need to maintain customer service support in that language in that country, helping them become a little bit more profitable by saying, hey, this small country here or this small country there just isn't working, but there's a partner that's very large there. Maybe it's Netflix. Maybe they say, hey, Netflix, XYZ country, we would like to license this huge collection of Disney content to you. You pay us. You take care of maintaining an app in that language. You take care of maintaining local laws. You take care of the customer service in that country. And we'll just take a check from you for the content. Look for that happen. We'll see. In some countries, parts of Europe, Australia, and more, Disney has actually stopped offering the Disney Channel to really focus on Disney Plus. I don't think that trend's going away. But what we are going to be seeing here is the fact that Disney is saying, hey, there are some countries where maybe we don't produce as much original content for because we just don't think it's profitable. There's not as big of a customer base there. Why make a huge original movie, television show in their local language, content available there, when the subscriber base doesn't support that expense. Good business. We'll see how it plays out. And lastly, Walmart is in talks to take over some DVD and Blu-ray distribution. Walmart's become one of the last major sellers of movies on DVD and Blu-ray and TV seasons and more. Best Buy, if you've been in a store recently, you may be surprised how small that section is. When I 5-10 years ago, remember going through Best Buy, you'd have aisle after aisle after aisle of DVDs and Blu-rays. Now you may have one or two, depending on what store you're in, or less, to be honest with you, as digital grows. Walmart's really kind of filled in for that, the people who still want them, and now to cut out the middleman, they're in talks to take over the distribution, so they'll do the distribution and the sales side, still posting online sales and more. But Walmart very clearly is seeing this as a potential business that, while shrinking, that they could dominate and be the one place to get it. So let me know, do you still buy physical DVDs, physical Blu-ray discs, and more? You know, VHS players, we still get VHS tapes from garage sales for old movies and for the kids. Now, we used to do that all the time for Disney, but now there's Disney Plus, so that's not as big of a thing as we used to. So let me comment, let me know if you do. But Walmart may be the new distribution network, not just the new seller of Blu-rays and DVDs. Well, that's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic week. We'll be back tomorrow with another video. If you didn't see my video over the weekend, with a head-to-head of Fubo versus YouTube TV, we'll love to chat with you or have you take a look at it and let us know what you think. Until next time, take care, be safe. We'll talk again real soon.